back. We're on our final preview. Hopefully you've enjoyed the ride. We're now on to the NFC West, and if you couldn't tell, I'm a Niner fan. So let's get started, alright? Fourth place, very bottom of the division, it's going to be the St. Louis Rams. And for this caveat though, I picked all these standings before the Sam Bradford injury, before any of the week 1 stuff happened today. So this really reflects how I felt before the season started, even with Sam Bradford at the helm. I thought the Rams were going to finish 5-11, division record of 1-5, if not 0-6. They're not good enough. Even with Sam Bradford, they're not good enough. Now, third in division, the Arizona Cardinals, that's you. Now, I know a lot of people are going to be like 10-6, 9-7. What's DK going to say? Actually, I think Arizona regresses a little bit further than that. They finished 8-8, 3-3 in division. They missed out on the playoffs completely. And like I said, this was before the Andre Ellington injury as well, so can't really say I'm changing my view. I had this thought maybe a week ago, maybe even 2 weeks ago. Now, second place in the division, I think the Seattle Seahawks finished in second place. I think they finished in division 5-1, and they finished with a 11-5 overall record. And really, my opinion is because it's not the reason that you think. Everyone's like, oh, you hate them, man. You're a Niner fan. You blah, 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 blah. No. It's because they had a career year last year, across the board. And you know why they call it a career year? Yeah, you guessed it. It happens once or twice in your career. It's not the norm. It's not the average. They're going to come back down to earth a little bit. All those close games that they won down the stretch where they should have lost, they're going to lose 2 or 3 of those. They're going to lose a couple more road games. They're probably going to lose 1 or 2 home games. In the end, that translates to second place in the NFC West, 11-5. I mean, they're going to dominate the division, 5-1. The only loss they're going to have is going to be in San Francisco, but the rest of it, they're going to win. Now, finishing atop of the NFC West is going to be San Francisco 49ers.
Surprise, surprise!
That's Mike in the background. I know you know he's there, but today is the first day that he makes himself known. Mike, I got one word for you. It's just what happens, man. They're consistent. They've been to the NFC Championship game 3 years in a row. They made it to Super Bowl once. They lost to Giants in year 1. They lost to Seattle Seahawks last year. This year, though, they make it to the NFC Championship game. They win. They make it to Super Bowl. I don't know if they win or not, but I think they're going to make that next step. But in the division, they go 4-2. So it's really weird in my opinion. San Francisco wins the division, but they don't do as good as Seattle in division. They do better outside of division. Up next is going to be individual awards. So starting off, the coach of the division. I'm partial. I give it to Jim Harbaugh because I picked him to win the West. So I feel like he beats Pete Carroll because his team beat his team in my prediction to win the West. Call it biased? Psst, it is biased. Okay, Seattle fans, I'm coming back towards your side a little bit here. The MVP of the division is going to be Marshawn Lynch. And truth be told, that's a no-brainer because when beast mode does not perform, when he's not eating Skittles, Skittles throwing in the air and all that bullshit that Seattle fans do, they lose. But when he goes into beast mode, he has 150 yards, he has a couple of catches, he has 3 or 4 touchdowns. He allows Russell Wilson to be who he is. A game changer. So that's my MVP of the division. I hate it though. So the newcomer division, or I should probably say newcomers of the division, because the newcomers of the division is going to be Brandon Lloyd and Stevie Johnson of the San Francisco 49ers. And, I mean, they're the newcomers of the division because they basically give Colin Kaepernick 2 extra weapons in the outside of the receiving corps. It's going to balance out the offense. So, I mean, basically, they get my nod. The rookie division is going to be Carlos Hyde, also the 49ers. I mean, it's solely because everyone's injured ahead of him. He's the backup running back to Frank Gore. Frank Gore's on the wrong side of 30, so he's going to have a lot of playing time a la Kendall Hunter. He's just going to be able to have to get 400, 600 yards, maybe about 3 touchdowns. If he can do that, he'll be fine. So the offensive player of the division. Once again, a little part of me is going to die as I say this. Russell Wilson is going to be the offensive player of the division. I know, 2 Seahawks, both offensive player division and the MVP division, and they're still going to finish second in my book. Yeah, I'm a homer. I really don't care. Whatever. But it's going to be Russell Wilson because he's going to show that he's an elite quarterback in the quarterback sense of the word. And if you're following the NFL, you know what I'm talking about. In the pocket, making the reads, lots of touchdowns, low interceptions. Just deal with it. Now, for the defensive player division, I'm gonna give you a hint. Oh, what a rush! That's right. James Laurinaitis is gonna be defensive player of the division from the Rams. His dad was Road Warrior Animal from the WWF when they used to be that. Anyway, they're WWE now. His dad's still part of the company, but he's gonna be the defensive player of the division by basically body slamming and suplexing all those guys that come at him and basically making Chris Long's life a lot easier on the front line. And you know what? The Rams, they're gonna be bad, but it's gonna be because of the offense. So that does it for the NFC West, which basically means it wraps up the whole NFL. Hopefully everyone's happy. Hopefully all their fantasy teams did really well. I'm on the verge of being 8-1 in all 9 of my teams. For those of you guys that didn't faint for knowing that I have 9 teams, that's really good. I'll see you next week in the ring. Until then, you ain't got no game, because I'm in your head.